Why should I buy a side-by-side? Welcome back to the shooting channel. I've been reading a lot of the comments over the last few months, and a lot of people are saying we need more side-by-sides, we need more English side-by-sides, we need more Italian side-by-sides. And we've done quite a lot over the last few weeks, quite a lot of different rare side-by-sides. So I want to go through some pros and cons of why people want to buy a side-by-side, and also why side-by-sides went downhill sort of 10 years ago, something like that. So basically, the biggest reason why a lot of people went from side-by-sides to an over and unders is because when you were growing up, 30, 40 years ago, everyone used to go out and have their like pop shots and walk down hedgerows and hold their side-by-side, walk down hedgerows, shooting the odd pigeon or the odd rabbit or things like that when you wanted to learn to shoot. Now, when people want to learn to shoot, they go to their local shooting school. Now, majority of the local shooting schools, they have over and unders, and that's because the over and unders have become cheaper generally to maintain. They've become easier to shoot with, or so what people say. They think they're easier to shoot with. There's less recoil with an over and under, so the move went from side-by-sides to over and unders because they basically went from learning walking around your local farm shooting the odd pigeon or crow or rabbit to learning to shoot at your local shooting school. And that's generally how people have changed. And again, this is where it's my saying says you learn to shoot at the local shooting school, and this is why you should really buy your first gun or your second gun at your local shooting school rather than your local gun shop, because you can go out and you can try those guns, you can make sure they fit you correctly, you can make sure it stands correctly. So this is why my saying is don't buy a gun from a gun shop, go to a shooting school. It all kind of over the years, it's kind of how the gun trade or the shooting industry has developed. Going back 40 years ago, it was all gun shops. Now a lot of shooting schools have become the place to buy a gun, the place to learn to shoot. And 9 times out of 10 now, most people don't learn to shoot walking down your local pigeon hide, or walking down your local farm, popping off your local pigeon or rabbit. But in the last few months, it has become very fashionable and very popular for people to go back to a side-by-side. So this is where I have got a traditional AYA number 2, which we all know is your go-to side-by-side if you want something and you don't want to spend a lot of money and you want to spend sort of £1,500 to £1,800. Brand new, these are about £10,000, but generally they're made in Spain and they don't particularly go wrong at all. You can get something that is completely handmade, made in Spain for £1,500 to £1,800. We will have a look and we'll go back of a lot of the side-by-sides that I have done, and I've done lots ranging from Beretta side-by-sides to Browning side-by-sides to Old English side-by-sides to Scottish side-by-sides, and I tend to feel that people now, they want to be part of that history of how the gun trade made up. And this is why a lot of people are going back. And I do tend to feel that if you buy yourself a nice side-by-side, I'm going to be honest, you've got to find somebody that knows about side-by-side. Don't just go and buy your own, because there are a lot of old side-by-sides out there that have not been looked after and will cost you an absolute fortune. But if you can find a nice side-by-side, I think they're an investment. They've turned into an investment now rather than just a tool. And people want to learn to shoot now the way they did 40, 50 years ago. So this is where I really feel that the tables have turned slightly. A bit like when old cars, now you've got electric cars and you've got all this modern technology in cars. A lot of people now are wanting to buy classic cars, and the classic car values have gone up through the roof. So I tend to think that it's happened in the same thing as the gun trade. You buy the modern Browning Beretta, Perazzi, Yieldits Pros, that sort of thing, and then you can buy a classic English gun. A lot of people, Yieldits have now brought out a new side-by-side. So a lot of people want to buy that side-by-side because they want to buy into that history of what it is there. And this is why, if you look back on the channel, and we can put a link in the description below of all the films we've done about buying a side-by-side. Lots of different brands out there. And I'd love to hear, are you thinking of buying a side-by-side? What sort of side-by-side would you like? Would you like the bog standard go-to gun AYA number 1 or number 2 or number 4? Or would you like a traditional Holland, Purdy, maybe a Scottish manufacturer like Dixon, or maybe a modern side-by-side like Yieldits? Comment below or email us, contact us at theshootingchannel.co.uk, and let's see why you feel side-by-sides are coming back into the market. And I think a lot of side-by-sides now, they've now learned to make them a little bit heavier, to make them higher in the comb, a little bit longer in the stock. It's little things like that. Multi-choke. The side-by-side Beretta side-by-side I did a few months ago was multi-choke. The new Yieldits Wildfires are multi-choke. So let us know in your comments below of why you feel side-by-sides have come back in the market, and do you feel they have a place and an investment? I really feel now they are a great investment for somebody to buy, to put in the cabinet, to learn to shoot, to enjoy, and hand down in the family. Please like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button and go on to the Shooting Channel website for our merchandise and our sponsors discount. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.